Gentleman's time has expired. I'll now, it's my honor to recognize the chair of the full committee, Ms. McMorris Rodgers, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ferc's core mission is ensuring abundant, affordable supplies of energy at just and reasonable rates. And Ferc is supposed to operate as an independent agency, yet under the Biden administration, we've seen a strong shift with Ferc unnecessarily delaying natural gas permits and supporting a forced transition to less reliable, weather-dependent wind, solar, and battery resources. Last year, NERC warned that half of the country is at heightened risk for electricity blackout. This year, that has increased to 2/3 of the country at a heightened risk for electricity blackout. So this trend is very concerning. Yes or no? Do each of you believe that Ferc has upheld its statutory obligation to ensure abundant supplies of energy at just and reasonable rates? And I'll begin with the chairman.
Yes.
Sometimes, sometimes not.
I think it's a work in progress.
Thank you. Commissioner Danley, can you expand and just discuss what you believe Ferc could do to get back to its core mission?
Certainly, we need to establish stable market rules and adhere to the rule of law. We need to make certain that the electric markets, we have to speak about both the NGA and the FPA. So under the FPA, we have to make sure that our electric markets have stable rules, that we do not retroactively change the results of auctions as we did in a recent order for PJM because we didn't like the outcome of the system we had already put in place. We have to make certain that the markets actually are protected from the effects of subsidies and that they have proper price formation. All of that is necessary to ensure resource adequacy and JNR rates. Under the NGA, we have to constrain our analyses to the requirements of the Natural Gas Act, the purpose of which you rightly point out is to ensure abundant quantities of natural gas at reasonable prices. And remember that though the public interest determination may have, as the Supreme Court has pointed out, subsidiary purposes, that is its primary purpose, and to the extent to which other elements enter the balancing, they have to be subsidiary to the main purpose of the statute.
Thank you. The district that I represent in Eastern Washington and the entire Pacific Northwest is powered by hydroelectric power. And the licensing and relicensing process is entirely too burdensome. Hydropower is clean, reliable, and it is affordable and one of the drivers of economic development in Eastern Washington. Yesterday, I introduced the Hydropower Clean Energy Future Act to expand the production and streamline Ferc licensing and the relicensing process. Chairman Phillips, as you know, almost half of the nation's existing hydropower dams, this investment that we made in this important infrastructure is required to go back to Ferc to be relicensed within the next several years. What is Ferc doing to meet this challenge?
We are very aware that there is, some people call an avalanche, some people call it a cliff of coming license renewals, regarding hydro. It is critically important, I believe, our hydro fleet within the country. I applaud you for the efforts that you're taking to introduce the legislation. Ferc has made a priority to streamline our processes regarding hydro. We have a pilot project where we're looking to approve hydro facilities within 2 years. These are the types of steps that we're taking.
So this is the largest renewable in America, is water power. It's in every state. We could double hydroelectricity without building a new dam. Only 3% of the dams actually produce electricity. So as a follow-up to the chairman and all the commissioners, do you agree that the United States has tremendous opportunity to expand hydropower production? And will you work with me on my legislation?
Yes, absolutely. Ferc provides technical assistance. When asked, I would love an opportunity for our staff to work with your staff to make sure that we have a workable solution to really empower this great resource, which is hydropower in the country.
Thank you. You know, part of it's really important that in this legislation, it gives Ferc the tools to hold other agencies accountable to Ferc's permitting schedule. And that's where I really could use all of your help, if you agree with the goal. So maybe I'll move on down the line.
So the goal of improving hydro permitting, yeah,
Yes.
of course I agree with that.
Yes,
Yes.
okay,
So
thank
to the
you.
extent you need help, I'm around.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I think one of the reasons it takes so long to get relicensing, we get criticized a lot and are asked, how come it takes so long to get a dam relicensed, is that FERC's been given so many duties that have not really related to our primary function as an economic regulator, that when we relicense a dam, it takes forever because there's so many other boxes we have to check that have really nothing to do with economic regulation. We even have to like determine whether relicensing affects recreational opportunities. And I said in the Senate committee, we're not the Parks and Rec Department, shouldn't be. But that's why if you really want to do something about the length it takes us to relicense these dams, it'd be nice to just take away a lot of the jurisdiction that we have on these non-economic duties and give it to another agency. 'Cause that's why it takes so long.
Yes, well, I thank you all, and thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.
I've got one in my district, it's taken more than a decade.